This is the IndySlotCar Series.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Glory Days. I'm Dave Despain.
You're looking at the in-car video, actually the in-track video of HO Road America, an exact replica of the real Road America racetrack, where the HO Champ Car World Series heads to tonight for the next round in the series, the Cousins Classic. And John Beekes, this is such a direct opposite of last week. We're at Lake Country last week, high speeds, open class. This is D-slot, and it's more about patience and car control.
Absolutely. If you can keep this car in the slot and you can outlast the other people on the track, you've got a pretty good chance of advancing into the Final Four. It's tough. It is really tough. It's a snaky track. People really love this track. It's a fan-friendly track. You can see quite a bit of it, but it's a devil when you're driving it.
That it definitely is. And another story going into this is the points race. Larry Rodder's been out front for a long time, pretty much comfortably. PKVHO is starting to catch him, but it's Jim Iverson now over Mark Walczak. Now earlier this week, Larry Rodder, the quiet Larry Rodder, suddenly disappeared, and we got this guy that's talking smack all week long, saying that they're going to have a meltdown, and he's going to bury them tonight.
Yeah, Larry has developed a real severe case of Roddertude, and it is going to be very interesting. He hasn't said much in pre-race festivities here tonight, but by golly, I think there's going to be trouble tonight.
It could be a wall breakdown here at HO Road America. It's the Cousins Classic. It's Rodder versus PKVHO. It's all set to go, and we're going to head to it next.
Chris, we'll be back at you one more time. I'm hoping they let me finish out the season. I'm doing my best, ladies and gentlemen, so please have pity on me. And that's Dan Margetta. He was really fast. He scared me going through them corners. And that car was 3 stars on there. I think he might be a wizard or something. That's Jim Iverson.
Back here is a guy that predicted a meltdown for his competition. That's Larry Rodder, your point leader, car 4, inside row 2. Outside, very good run for Chris Spirit. The Zero car has been coming on strong lately. He's outside row 2.
And number 5, we have number 2. That's Tom Spirit, something car. And then another car, another wizard car there. Another star in there, Lucky Charm car or something. I don't know. It's Mark Walczak.
Back here is the beer-drinking diva, Amy Butler, the hometown driver here tonight at Road America. A good qualifying run for the car 55, and alongside of her, not last place for a change, it's Mike Fitzlaff, everybody's favorite broadcaster, looking to get behind the wheel tonight.
And then finally, we got the green 5 of the Australia car of John Boss, and then the Walczak's car. And I tell you, I'm going to figure out what Walczak's is before his season's over, and that's Mike Fitzlaff.
Well, when you figure out what Walczak is, I'll figure what the hell my Jack is. He's back here in the 27 car. That's Andy Spirit rounding out your field for tonight's Cousins Classic at HO Road America.
Okay, folks, if you want to see Little B continue on in his job here as a motorsports announcer here on the HOCC network, call 877-IDLE-00.
Save Little B!
It's the first heat race of the Cousins Subs Classic. I think we've been eating some Subway subs tonight. All right, we've got John Boss on the right. Then the next car in the blue lane right there is Chris Spirit, then Tom Spirit, and then the car of Larry Rodder was that right car. Remember, the drivers will get 2 free spins out of their slot. If they're not able to advance under their own power, that is considered a D slot. And we keep track of 2 of those. The third one is when you park your car, and you are done for the evening. Now, looking at it right now, the early lead is to Tom Spirit over Larry Rodder. The lead is Tom Spirit by the distance on the track right now, and you see him circulating there through the interior portion of the track. And then second place is Larry Rodder, running about a half a lap behind right now. And Tommy Kendall, we're looking at the D-slot board. This is how we keep track of who's been out of their slot. Why don't you explain that to us?
Well, each driver is listed on the board. Here we keep track how many times they go off the track. 2 for John Boss, 1 for Larry Rodder, 1 right now for Tom Spirit. This little plus 1 means he gets a lap coming because he barreled down the front straightaway. But over here, there's a low pressure system right here coming from the west. It's going to blow in here and collide with high pressure right here, which is going to cause problems for Larry Rodder because that's kind of like tornado weather. He don't like tornadoes. It's going to blow a lot of stuff going on there. Lake Pontchartrain will overflow and come into here. All kinds of and the bluegrass festival's in trouble, and that's Rodder's bread and butter, bluegrass. That really gets that guy going, especially when it sucks. So he's on one less D-slot than Tom Spirit right now. Actually, they're equal, but Tom's got a lap coming, so Tom's leading right now, and that's the D-slot board.
Tom Spirit out front by a little more than a lap over Larry Rodder right now, and Larry is in the very difficult red lane. We were just talking about the D-slot board where we keep track of those, and now, somebody's been writing on the D-slot board. Oh dear. This is what happens when Roddertude shows up. The rest of the drivers, the rest of the fans don't like it. They retaliate. Now we got to see who can last through the end of this race. You see 3 drivers with 2 D-slots. Chris Spirit has kept it clean. Maybe he'll be the lone survivor of this first heat race. Of course, we're also looking for the second place car with the most completed laps will advance to the final, as we do have that transfer spot available. Just 3 heat races tonight. And Tom Spirit just DNF'd his third and final out. He had been leading this heat all the way through, but lost control.
Big developing story here is Tom Spirit, well out in front of this heat race, had the defending champion, or the point leader Larry Rodder, on the ropes. We're back here. We've caught up with him in the hauler. Tom, it was there. They had the whole world wanted you to win this race. What happened?
Well, you know, he predicted himself winning the race. He had to do something to keep in the race, and we had him covered. And so he, you know, what can I say?
What did he do?
Knocked me off the track.
He took you out?
Sure he did.
Come on.
Twice, not once.
Twice?
Twice he took me out. You saw the Daytona 500. When did he say more? I'm going to start calling him Tony Stewart from now on.
Wow, strong words for Larry Rodder from Tom Spirit. This is going to go on all season long. We've got a new rivalry, folks, and back to the heat race.
Larry Rodder holding 2 D-slots, but leading the heat race by about 5 laps over John Boss. John also sitting with 2 D-slots. So Tom Spirit encouraging his teammate, Chris, to try to use up what's left in that tank to catch up to Larry Rodder. There's a spin right in front of us. It involves both cars that are behind Larry, but it's not going to be a D-slot. So they're safe. There's a D-slot for Chris Spirit as he tries to put everything he can into the end of this first heat race. And Larry Rodder using that Roddertude to keep himself out front. It looks like he's going to advance to the final. He's taking it very easy out on that track right now, taking no chances in that very dangerous red lane. He is just barely circulating on that track right now. He's depending on the fact that the clock is going to run out soon and that these other cars cannot catch up to him, and that is the way it's going to wind up with Larry Rodder advancing to the final. This one includes Jim Iverson in the red car on the right, then Dan Margetta in the blue car. The 2 other red cars are Amy Butler and Mike Fitzlaff. They're off. A clean start for everybody so far. D-slots are the all-important part of this race. Oh, nice fast start already for Dan Margetta and Mike Fitzlaff side by side, right down those 2 center sections, 2 center lanes. Look at this, dueling it out, and Dan already with a crash. So a stop and go and a D-slot. That puts Mike Fitzlaff, the rookie, is well out in front. This rookie sensation has set some records now there. He's got problems right there. So a D-slot for Mike Fitzlaff now. So the leader has now had his problems. Mike Fitzlaff, who has had 1 D-slot. Dan had a D-slot and a stop-and-go penalty to serve, but he is closing up on the leader. The blue car chasing that red car in those 2 center lanes. That's Mike Fitzlaff out front. Dan closing in now. Just the distance you see right there. About 5 or 6 cars, and there goes Dan. He gets past him for a couple of turns, and now he goes by him, pulls into the lead. He's holding off Fitzlaff here. This is a nice, tight battle here. Each car with 1 D-slot. They get 2. The third one is when you're done. The trick is to finish, and there you've got another D slot for Mike Fitzlaff. So you've got handling problems there for the rookie, and Dan Margetta goes well out in front now. We take a look at the other PKVHO driver. That's Mark Walczak. We've seen this look before, and of course he had a tough result at Lake Country. We understand he's been doing some sort of tuning out exercises there. In fact, we think he might be listening to some sort of relaxation tape in the earbuds that you see plugged into his ears there. And of course, he's also got the glasses on. The Unabomber look is back. He's serious about this. He's coming up in the next heat race. A third D slot just recorded for Amy Butler from Butler Rada Racing. That car went out right there in the inside loop. And she walks away and heads right for the cooler. That's not a shock. Now she can start to enjoy the evening. Beautiful HO Road America here. You see the cars come under the bridge and then come at you down towards the long main straightaway. Dan Margetta continues to lead this heat race, about 5 laps over the rookie, Mike Fitzlaff. And there he goes. He evidently has just scored enough laps to, right now, hold on to the transfer spot. The second place car with the most laps will advance to the final, but in the meantime, Dan Margetta has been keeping this race very clean and real quick. Holds about a 5-lap lead over Mike Fitzlaff. Jim Iverson has not been quick, but has had some trouble with the handling. Just dodged a bullet there, almost his third and final D slot. And Dan Margetta, you see, passed for another lap, and there it is. Margetta advances. And it's 106 laps for Mike Fitzlaff.
Number 3, looking at Mark Walczak, Mike Kristoff, Andy Spirit. Mark Walczak, Team PKVHO's last effort to make the final here before the meltdown occurs that Larry Rodder predicted earlier in the week. And he's off to an early lead as Mark Walczak, trying to become the only PKVHO car in tonight's race, but he goes off there just a spin. He's okay. That was not a D slot. He's all right. He continues the lead and continues on. Mark Walczak with some Joey Chitwood style action. That was no Joey Chitwood action. No, that was an axle off. That's his first off for Mark Walczak. Tough to get that early on right now. Let's Mike Kristoff take the lead. There's Kristoff right here in the blue and white car coming around here. Kristoff looking to better his result of late. Another off camera. You saw that was Mark Walczak with 2 offs. He's on his last one. Team PKVHO could be melting down here as he's got to turn to defensive driving right now. Very early on here in the third heat race. You hear teammate Jim Iverson barking instructions at Mark Walczak to take it easy. Don't let Larry Rodder's prediction come true. But it looks very well it could be right now early on in her third heat race. Mike Kristoff leads over Mark Walczak. And Kristoff continues to lead over Mark Walczak, who is closing in fast for the lead. Still early on in this third heat race. Mike Kristoff has 1 off their D slot. Mark Walczak is on his final one. He already has 2 in the bank. He has none to spare. Not sure if it's really good for these guys to be racing this hard this early on, but there they are battling for the lead. Oh, he's just a stall for Mike Kristoff. Slowed down too much, he said, and stopped the car. Let Mark Walczak take the lead. Defensive driving there by Kristoff. Smart move. I think it'll pay off in the end. He needs some smart driving after the results he's put up of late. He's tired of being finishing in last place. So the lead goes to Mark Walczak, but he's on his final D slot. He has to be perfect throughout this heat race as he races here with Andy Spirit, the other rookie driver who's really steadily improving each week. As here comes Mike Kristoff back again to reel him in for the lead. These guys are playing with fire, I'm telling you. He's trying to pressure Mark Walczak into making a mistake. Is Mike Kristoff. He's the main competition in this heat race, and he knows it. They're going to fight for the lead again. They're side by side. Kristoff takes the lead. Great action here in the third heat race. A great way to set up your final right now, as these two guys are putting on a heck of a show in a D-slot race where the nerves are on edge already. Kristoff just went off. He has 2 now. He's on his last D-slot. The second place car here of Mark Walczak is on his last D-slot. Andy Spirit, the rookie here, is clean. He has 3 to play with here in the final half of this heat race. We could see a dramatic turn of events here as both the lead two cars have to really tiptoe their way around this course right now, as they have no room for error for Mike Fitzlaff or Mark Walczak. They're on the same lap. It's close. It's about a half a lap difference right now between Mike Fitzlaff and Mark Walczak. That's Andy Spirit in a close third, but remember, he has not come off the track yet in this heat race.
Mark and Mike will have to pick it up.
Your third time off on a D-slot race, you are out, and both the lead two cars have 2 offs already. Slowly closing in now is Mark Walczak. Mike Fitzlaff in the blue car leads. Mark Walczak here in the red and white car is second. Closing in slowly on the same lap. High drama, high tension here at HCR Road America in this third heat race. Neither driver is on a pace to take that transfer spot. The fastest, oh, it off for Mike Fitzlaff. That's it, it's over. Mike Fitzlaff's great run has come to an end. It looked good for so long. That plays into this guy's hand. Mark Walczak, you can take it easy. The rookie Andy Spirit needs to pressure him now. But Team PKVHO and Mark Walczak looks like maybe represented here in the final. Larry Rotter, the guy right next to him. Andy now has 2 D slots, but the guy next to him, Larry Rotter, made that prediction they would melt down. They haven't yet. This guy's been steady for a long time, and he leads this heat race. Andy Spirit unlapping himself here in this race. He can turn it on. He has nothing to lose right now as Andy Spirit. He is 5 laps down, but he has nothing to lose. This guy, oh, and he just crashed out. That leaves the win right there to Mark Walczak.
Dan Margetta, who's going to be in the final race. You're always racing with the same people, Dan.
Yeah, I know, but they're still good enough to really pressure you. I mean, I've only won once this year. I wish my teammate would have done a lot better. He was leading that heat race, and he had a chance to put Mark away there, but what can you do? At least he had a good, strong showing, and I think we got something. Larry Rotter predicted himself from winning this race all week, and I don't like that when people get that kind of attitude early on, think they're going to win. That Rotter 2 is going down. Bluegrass sucks, and I'm here to take care of it.
Now, Dan, tell me, what are your plans for next season with your partner?
Same as always. Maybe get another partner back. That was cool. We had a 3-car team. It was a lot of fun. I missed the hanging with hindsight thing. We haven't done that much. But other than that, go out, win races, win poles, and have fun. And drink beer.
There you go. You have it. Drink beer, have fun. In that order, by the way.
Hey, Larry, there's been some smack talking on the website, and Dan Margetta is after you tonight.
He sure is. I predicted I would win tonight, and I still think I'm going to. I'm going to try very hard.
Talking about give me this microphone just 1 second now.
Yes.
RJ Foyt here, and I want to ask this gentleman why he took out my driver. Yeah, long live Elvis Presley, the best entertainer in rock and roll history. But getting back to it. Why you take out my driver in that race? Now, I invested a lot of money in that I could have spent in my hog farm on that car, and you wrecked him.
That's just racing. That's just
racing. This guy, they call him Tony Stewart. I don't care who you call him, he got too much talent to be driving like that. It's got to be dirty like that. I don't know.
Hi, Kitty Bo Peep here with Mark Walczak, who's going to be in the final race. Mark, are you optimistic?
What the hell flavor is this?
Mark? Mark, can you hear me? Do you need a new battery for your bell tone?
Kitty, how you doing?
Mark, how do you feel about this final race?
We're just going to hang in the first half, see if we can maybe take Larry out and help Jim out a little bit here in points.
And you have to tell Kitty, what are you listening to on these things? This is obviously not a hearing aid.
Actually, I'm listening, as you can see, to a little bit of Elvis Presley right now. I think
Love me tender.
Mike Fitzlaff, you've had a spectacular rookie season so far. You are tied with Dan Margetta in the points, and here you guys get to face off in the final. What's going to happen here?
If I can keep it in the slot in red in the first half of the race, we'll see where I end up in the second half. Then look out, Dano.
When you joined this league and you came into the HO Champ Car World Series, did you ever expect that you would be challenging so often in finals?
No, I thought maybe I'd make 2-3 finals throughout the season, and I didn't expect any poles at all, and I got one and a couple heat wins, so it's well above what our team projected.
All right, and your teammate also had a great race. We should point out 2 rookies running in the same team. Andy Spirit had a real solid run tonight.
Yeah, Andy had a great run. If you got lucky and the other 2 would have deslotted, he would have been in his first main of the year.
They were real close, that's for sure. Well, we noticed before that there was some vandalism in the track on one of the signboards around the track, and now it looks like, is that a beach ball? A giant grape, actually, is right in front of Larry Rotter's pepper car. I would assume the Butler-Rotter team will go in and get that cleared out of the way, or perhaps a marshal who feels bad for Larry, but it's difficult to find one of those, a flatbed. Clear that out of the way. Nice job there. Road Patrol doing their job here at HO Road America. We're ready for the start. Mike Fitzlaff on the right, Dan Margetta in the blue car, then a couple of red cars, Larry Rotter and Mark Walczak. First and third in points running right there. The early lead is Dan Margetta. Dan's out front over Larry Rotter, and then in third place it's Walczak and Fitzlaff. Those two are side by side practically back there battling for third place. Dan has taken a big lead over Larry Rotter. About half a lap already for Dan over Larry. And Dan is threatening to lap Mark Walczak already. Mark's down a lap, and he's looking to catch up to Fitzlaff. Here he comes passing Fitzlaff now, and now he's looking for Larry Rotter. He said he was going to take down the Rottertude. He has already put his boot on the throat of Rottertude. Dan Margetta continues to hold about a one-lap lead over Larry Rotter. They've each had Dan has had a D-slot so far. And it's time once again for one of our favorite segments here on the HO Champ Car TV network. HOCC TV brings you our very own Kitty Bo Peep, and it's time for Kitty's Gossip Pit Stop. And Kitty, who's your subject for today?
That would be Andy Spirit. Andy is a fond collector and studier of owls. He likes to collect owl figurines, and he is an ornithologist, and that would be a person who studies birds, but particularly is interested in owls. And another interesting thing you might want to know about Andy is that at one point he was studying to be a CIA agent. Look at that man. He has got a poker face, doesn't he? Yes, he was studying to be a CIA agent. It didn't work out. I don't know, something about working for Briggs & Stratton instead.
Tune in every week for Kitty's Gossip Pit Stop. Dan Margetta continues to hold the lead, but he has 2 D-slots, which means in the final, this 20-minute final, you get 3 free ones. So he's going to be having to run it a little more careful now, especially through traffic, in order to make his way all the way to the finish here. He leads Larry Rotter by about a lap, and Larry has got 1 D-slot of his own, but that still gives him plenty of room to maneuver and keep the car fast. We are waiting for the first of the pit stops, and we are just about halfway into this Cousins Classic. And the pit window is open, so we will be waiting for that Hindsight Championship car to hit the marks. They are in, and we go down to the pit reporter.
And Dan Margetta is in. Boy, he came in awfully slow. He coasted in. Was he out of fuel? Was there an electrical problem? Oh my gosh. They're working on the car. The car's up in the air. Going around looking at the back of the car, but it looks okay. And the car's coming down. The tires are all on. And he's away. Dan Margetta's away.
And there you see a pretty clean stop, although not the fastest one in the world for the Hindsight team. Now Larry Rotter running in second place. Butler-Rotter Racing on their one of their home tracks here. And they're waiting for Larry to hit the pit box. He radios in that he'll be coming in the next time around. We go down to John Jan Beekus for the call.
And Larry Rotter hits the marks, looks good, and the car's up on the jacks. Fuel is going in. They're pulling off one of the tear-offs, and the car is now coming back down, and it looks as though he's away. He's away, but there's a mystery vibration in the car. He has to drive with the opposite hand for 10 laps.
Oh, this is going to be tough. 10 laps with the opposite hand.
Who's counting laps?
Larry is a right-hander. He'll be running with that left hand. Tough to do on this very technical track. Now waiting for the third place car. It's Mike Fitzlaff coming in next. That rookie Opus Conquest team waiting for their guy.
And he's in, hits the marks perfectly. That car is up in the air. Wow, look at the crew go to work on that car. It is already down, and he's away. An 8-second stop for Mike Fitzlaff.
Rookie team doing very well with the pit stops this year, and they've had plenty of practice. Mark Walczak, PKVHO is in.
Oh, he's took a little bit of trouble getting into the pit box there, but he's in right now. And oh my gosh, it looks like the car is shut down. Even though it's up on the jacks, they're going to work on the car, putting the tires on. Tires are on. Tires are on. The car is down, but he just can't get it going. Seems like there's a little bit of a trouble. They're looking at the black box. No, now he's got it fired. He's got it fired. A little smoke at the back, but he's away.
The lead is just under 2 laps right now between Dan Margetta and Mike Fitzlaff. The rookie has never won. He's been on the podium. He's been in numerous finals. It's one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen. And he is pushing Dan Margetta now. Dan, of course, 13 seasons on the HO Champ Car Series. We continue to see he's under a lap now, about a half a lap behind. There was a spin for Fitzlaff. That slows him down, so the lead goes almost back to a full lap now. And here comes the race for the lead. There goes, there's the pass. Fitzlaff is out front with under 5 minutes to go. Mike Fitzlaff, the rookie, out front. We've seen 7 different winners so far this season. Could this be the 8th? And there is Dan Margetta out. He has 1 D-slot left. He's had 3. He's going to have to drive careful now just to finish. The difference now is between just finishing and what happened there.
He's done.
It's a D-slot, and Dan Margetta is out. Dan Margetta is done. He led this race and then lost the lead and now is out of the race.
Dan, what happened, Dan?
I don't know who's the rookie out there, him or me. I guess it's me tonight because I let him get to me. He passed me for the lead, and I tried to get him back. I couldn't run with him in that lane I was in. I should have just taken second, but I threw it away and didn't get fourth. But well, if you don't, you can't win if you don't try it. It's no fun if you just ride around. So.
Well, Dan, you always give it your best, but I'll tell you, you were smart talking in our previous interview, and I don't know if you don't deserve this.
Oh, well, hey, deserve it for what? Did I not handle Ryder 2? I didn't see him. How many 4 cars were in that race? I passed about 8 of them during the race. But Mike Fitzlaff, good run for him. I hope he wins this thing. He deserves it.
My money's on Mike Fitzlaff.
14 laps up right now is our rookie with just about 1 minute left to go. And Dan Tommy Kendall, this is a historic event. We haven't seen too many rookies win in this series. It's tough to do.
That's right. And look what's going on here. Your rookie Mike Fitzlaff leads. Mark Walczak is catching and passing Larry Ryder for second place to gain some points, keeping his Slim championship hopes alive. He needed to do that. All kinds of stories here tonight, but Mike Fitzlaff is going to head to victory lane if he can just keep it in the slot for a few more seconds here. It'll be our 8th different winner of the season. The fans love it. Everybody loves the first-time winner, and everybody's been loving Mike Fitzlaff. That 34 Wellbox car hasn't come close to a victory lane ever in his career. That long-haired French guy that drives it would be proud right here because Mike Fitzlaff is going to put that car in victory lane for the first time. All he needs to do is keep it on the track and be smart.
Numerous finals. This is going to be the breakthrough victory, and there it is. Mike Fitzlaff wins. Rookie goes to the top of the podium and wins the Cousin Subs Classic and a new track record. Fantastic run. This was his race all night long.
And here we are in Victory Circle where Mike Fitzlaff is celebrating his first win. And by golly, it's beautiful to see a rookie in winner's circle.
Oh, thank you. A D-slot race, too.
Tell me about your strategy. How did it go?
Red lane, I just didn't want a D-slot. I had 1. That was my goal, not to have any or 1. And it worked. And I was within striking distance. And when I heard I got blue for the second half, the brain lit up.
And you kind of let Larry Ryder and Dan Margetta fight among themselves.
The car just ran beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better setup.
Absolutely fantastic. There's your winner. And Amy Butler, track owner here at HO Road America, has the winner's trophy. Amy, go ahead.
Mike, I am proud to present you with the winner's trophy from Road America.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Amy. Thank you.
Very proud.
Thank you very much.
Fabulous racing. The crowd is going wild, and we're going to see you next time. We're going to Chicago next, baby.
Thank you for watching the IndySlotCar channel.